state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's go ahead and get it. To ensure safety, both you and your passenger, you need to follow some of these important guidelines. Number one, you need to put on your seatbelt. Always put on your seatbelt. It will keep you safe and from being thrown to the vehicle. And you as a driver, it is your responsibility to make sure you and your passengers are safely strapped in. Seatbelts encourage safety. Do the same. Seatbelts are the most effective way to prevent injury in the process of a collision. Next, speed limits. You want to make sure you're adhere to the posted speed limit and adjust your speed to the conditions on the road. Speed increases the risk of accidents and reduces your ability to react to unexpected situations. For example, a deer coming out in the middle of the street, someone walking between cars. Next, let's talk about avoiding distractions. Stay focused on the road and focused on reducing distractions such as texting, talking on the phone, and adjusting your radio. Speed increases the likelihood of you having accidents, and it also increases the severity. Distracted driving is the leading cause of accidents. So I, as the traffic safety expert, I want to encourage you to stay focused on the road. Next, obey traffic rules. Respect traffic signs and signals. We're talking about traffic lights, speed limit signs, stop signs, and yield signs. A lot of beginning drivers tend to roll stop signs. When you come up to a stop sign, you have a big line. It's called the stop bar or stop line. You want to stop, S-T-O-P, for 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003. Your car will remain motionless. You want to look left, right, and left. Stop completely. Look, check. Next, you want to identify proper pavement markings, such as the cross lines. I called it the candy cane. You do not want to drive on those crossed marked areas. So you need to come to a stop. You need to look. You need to check. You also want to maintain proper vehicle safety. You want to inspect your car routinely and check your windshield wipers for cracks. You need to check your tires to make sure they have proper thread depth. You can use a quarter, and if you can't see the head, you need to replace your tires. Also, you want to check your brakes and your lights and other critical components to make sure they're in good working order. Next, you want to drive defensively. If you've taken time to look at my content, and you should be subscribed, I talk about defensive driving. Be aware of other drivers on the road. Also, defensive driving techniques can help you avoid collisions. I don't want to read about you in an accident. I want to see you safe. If you're at a school zone, you want to cover your brake, you want to go slower. We know from 2 to 5 p.m., that is the most dangerous time for beginning drivers because you're getting out of school, you're trying to get home, you're trying to get to your job, you're trying to go to ice hockey, you're going to football practice, you might even be going to another school to play basketball. So you want to avoid accidents by driving safe, being that good defensive driver. Next, avoid impairments. Never drive under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or any substance that can impair your ability to become a safe driver. We know that alcohol and marijuana are gateway drugs. What does this mean? Those gateway drugs can lead to other drugs. So you want to stay safe. You don't want to drive under the influence, and you want to have a designated driver. Be mindful of the weather conditions. Adjust your speed and driving style. For instance, rain, snow, sleet, fog. Drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. Watch for pedestrians. Pedestrians always have the right of way. Pay close attention to crosswalks, areas where heavy pedestrian traffic is, such as schools, malls, parking lots. Also, pedestrians, if there's no crosswalk, they have a right to walk on the edge of the road toward traffic. Any intersection is a potential crosswalk. So what does this mean for drivers like us? Cover your brake, scan the area. Also, bike riders. If there is a side of the road, bike riders have a right to the full lane. Bike riders should never be riding against traffic. They should be riding with the flow of the traffic. You should have on a helmet to protect your head. You should have proper reflectors and lights. Also, if you're making a right turn, drivers, you need to be aware of something called the right hook. This is where you're driving, you look left, right, left, but you didn't check your blind spot. There's a bike rider. The bike rider's going by and you make your right turn and hit them. So that is called the right hook. The left cross, you're making a left turn. Left turns are the most dangerous. Why? You are turning in front of traffic. You have to yield. You look, but you didn't look thoroughly through an intersection. Here's the bike rider. You're making a left turn, and then you hit them. You also want to be aware of something called dooring. Dooring is when you open your left door and you didn't reach over your shoulder. It's called the Dutch reach. I'm not Dutch, but it's called the Dutch reach. And this forces you to look over your shoulder and check. I have to share a story with you. One of my student drivers several months ago, their mother is an avid professional rider. She got doored by a car. I said, hey, what happened? Oh, someone opened their door on me. So what happened to her, they opened the door, her bike hit the door, it was destroyed. She flipped in the air 10 feet and then fell down. She knocked out her front teeth. She had to have stitches and she hurt her shoulder. So I know you don't mean to do that, but you need to reach. Again, it's called the Dutch, D-U-T-C-H, reach, R-E-A-C-H, where you reach over your body, you open the left door, just like that. I'm using my right hand, and that forces you to look. So be mindful of bicyclists. They have a right to share the road just like we do. Let's talk about limiting night driving. You want to avoid, if possible, driving during late hours when visibility is reduced. If you have to drive at night, make sure your windshield is clean, your headlights are wiped off, and you've had some rest. Night driving can be fun, but it can be very overwhelming. Next, remember, safe driving is the responsibility of all of us. Me as a driver's education instructor, you as a beginning driver, you as a young adult driver, you as subscribing to my content, giving a thumbs up. Follow these guidelines, and this can significantly reduce your risk of having an accident and ensuring safety of others. If you have comments or questions, put them in. I want to say thank you. I enjoyed talking to you, and I look forward to it also soon. I will go live again tomorrow around 12. Bye.